call Portal Williams.
E te tiamana o te whare, tēnā koe. E ngā mema o Pāremata I roto I tēnei wiki o te reo Māori, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Mr. Chairman, I want to talk about disability. I want to talk about specifically the Disability Support Service. Mr. Chairman, when you have 1 in 4 people in this country identifying as having a disability, and I agree with my colleague, that is a vastly improved person in the chair at the moment. When you have 1 in 4 people identifying as having a disability in this country, disability support services are very, very important. 1 in 4 people. Mr. Chair, I want to talk about an OIA request that revealed that there was a $45 million shortfall, something that the Ministry calls an overspend in disability support services that was forecast in the 2015-2016 year. And this was due to increased costs in community care and residential support. The government made cuts of $8.2 million, which they called savings, and the rest of the $37 million was reprioritised. Disability Support Services revised their forecast in March 2016, and the shortfall was found to be $25.3 million for the end of 2015-2016. Disability Support Services was given an additional $42 million to meet cost pressures in budget 2016-2017. This speaks to me, Mr. Chairman, of a government that has no clue about what it takes to fund disability support services in this country. That's what it speaks to. And they use spin and framing, such as overspend, as a convenient way of phrasing an absolute, incomplete lack of knowledge around what is required. Let's look at what Disability Support Service is supposed to provide to that 1 in 4 New Zealanders that is identifies as having a disability. It's supposed to provide home help and assistance with personal cares. We all know that someone with a disability who needs to get to work, for example, who is reliant on someone who comes in to do their personal cares, cannot get out of the house until that happens. Not being able to access appropriate home help or personal cares means that you've created a barrier for that person with a disability to get out there and have a successful employment life, because if they cannot get out of the house, they cannot get to work, and it makes them an unreliable employee. So unless we can ensure that we can support our home help and personal care support providers adequately, that they have enough resource that they can get to people to get their showers and personal cares done early enough for them to get to their employment, that creates a barrier for people with disabilities. What else is this supposed to support? It's supposed to provide equipment and modifications to housing and vehicles. Now, each and every one of the members in this House who has an electorate office will know that there have been people come to them who have said, I have had difficulty getting a ramp put at my house. I have had difficulty getting modifications to my car. I'm a prisoner in my home. If there is anything that happens, if there's a fire at my home, I cannot get out because I cannot get a ramp to get out, nor can I get a ramp to get in. I have one constituent who actually died before she actually got her ramp put into her home. This speaks of a government that actually doesn't care about providing all the opportunities that people with disabilities need. The other thing that Disability Support Service is supposed to cover are breaks for carers and respite services. We know that a large cohort of the people who support people with disabilities are their own family members. And those family members do that because they love their family members, their whānau. But they need support, they need help, and also the people that they support need to have respite services. Now, when we've got a government that can't count up the numbers, doesn't know whether it needs more or less or what's going on, you can bet your bottom dollar that it's those people that will be the first ones to miss out on the support.
The Honourable Visitor Sam Lottle.